Hi, 228. I just got out of the shower. It's bedtime and looking forward to a good night's sleep. Today was a tough day. All the chemicals, just like at home, after like 4 days, whatever, on the fifth day after the start of chemo, I'm always super medicinal, no difference. I'm super medicinal and it just feels horrible. And without the creature comforts of home. So it was kind of a tough day, but Matthew's the best, truly. He saw that I was hurting and he just like puts whatever he's doing down and just like sits by me and supports me and tells me I'm wonderful and let's go for a walk or something. I'm gonna take these off. Which we did. And that always feels good, except it makes me want to like spit because the medicine's like, it just feels like it seeps into my mouth. It's really weird. And I said, wow, I haven't had that desire to need to spit for over 6 weeks now, 7 weeks, whatever it's been since my last chemo. So it's kind of a bummer to be feeling this again. I had a lot of treatments today. This is day 12 that we're here. Oh, I see lightning. I hear a little bit of thunder in the background. It's getting closer and closer. So hopefully while I'm vlogging, you're gonna get a chance to get some of the rain that we're getting, virtually, of course. I'm talking about those of you in California that are just like freaking suffering in this heat wave. So anyway, today's day 12 and they never have changed my needle. This is what I look like. I tape it up here that way. Otherwise it just drapes down and middle of the night it just like rubs and I'm afraid of getting it caught under my arm, something like tug at it. So I tape it up just a little bit so it's shorter. And anyway, so for the past 3-4 days, the nurses, they say, it's time to get your needle replaced. I'm like, okay. So I wait outside the doctor's office because nurses aren't allowed to do needles. No ports and no blood. They do everything else. Doctors have to do all that and they're only here for a short amount of time. So for the past 4 days, it was a hit and miss and I kept missing. So the days went on and the nurse would go, have you gotten it done? No. She goes, I'll come and get you as soon as I know the doctor's here and free and whatever doctor's here. And so I'm just like, now I'm starting to stress out as day 12. Those of you that know anything about how long you should or shouldn't have a needle in your port, because I still don't know. I've asked many times, as has Matthew, and we kind of don't get, really smooth, clear answer. It's more like, it needs to come out. We know it needs to come out. What's the length of time is too long. Anyway, long story short, I was doing my hypothermia. And I tried to get into the doctor first thing this morning, but there was a line. Of course, there was a line. There's always a line because they're only here for a short time, like I said. So I went to my hypothermia, and I'm laying there, and I'm trying to rest, and I can't rest because this thing's, in my head, I'm like, I've got to get this thing taken care of. They're just not efficient. They're really not. I hate to say that, but they're not. Sometimes the right hand doesn't quite know what the left hand is doing. I don't know. It's a little too lackadaisical in certain respects. So we're working with it, we're trying to just sort of be and go with the flow. So I have about 20 minutes left in my hypothermia and I'm laying there going, well, I kind of have to pee. I know they don't like you to get up. So, but the nurse just happened to walk by me and she speaks zero English. I said, bathroom, toilet? And she's like, 20. I'm like, she goes, ugh. So she lets me go. And yes, I did use the toilet, but I also decided to go down the hallway. And as I did that, the doctor just happened to be leaving his office. I'm like, hey, how's it going? So I hear the port is supposed to be changed after X amount of days. And I'm going on I exaggerated. I think it's day 13 or 14 now. I'm not sure. And he goes, what? He goes, follow me. Yeah, baby. And he goes, that's too long. So I went in the office and he undoes it and he's doing the math. He goes, I think you're on day 12. I said, okay, still, how long, how long should it be? You know, is it safe to keep it on? He goes, and he has a tendency to, he just, he'll kind of like just talk right through you, right over you. So I really never got any kind of an answer yet again. But at least I got a new needle. I knew this, knew that. He put it in on the side, which is interesting because I just got out of the shower and I feel like water's getting in it. Please have nothing go wrong. That's all I ask. So that's my story for the day. It's been a weird day. Went back into hypothermia and there was like less than 10 minutes left. So she didn't quite understand how to tell me 20 minutes was really like 10 minutes or 9 minutes. I lay down. I'm like, all done. Anyway, then I had, my other ones. It was a nice one today, a nice day full of treatments because I had the foot massage, the foot, reflexology, and the foosbad, which is the foot bath, and then the oxygen, and the Reiki. I had Reiki again today, and she says I'm stuck on my right side, and the right side is, the more thinking. I think too much. Like, for God's sake, people, quit telling me I think too much. It's working on it. And then throughout the whole thing, I'm eating and I don't feel good, and I go to another treatment. Then we have, lunch, and I eat and I don't feel great, and then I go to another treatment. And so that was the day. And like I said, when my treatments were all done, Matthew's like looking at me. He goes, okay, what do you need? What do you want? Let's go do something. Let's go take a walk. And we literally got, at least 3 miles. We kind of got a little lost, which is a fun lost because how lost can you really get? We went up in the hill, where it was very residential. And it was really fabulous to watch, to see how people live here. Especially very children oriented, and we just kept walking and sweating because it was kind of warm. When the sun was out, it was quite warm, and when a cloud would come over, it was quite cool and nice. And we saw a sign, one of those mega signs that had arrows, chuka, and this said Badaibling, that way, and we're like, okay, we're no longer in our little town. So we went and took another mile or so just to get home. And then we still didn't want to get home, so we continued walking. That's funny. So we just kept going. It felt good. The weather's fabulous. Like I said, I hear tons of rolling thunder right now, and every once in a while there's a flash in the sky, so it's coming down from the Alps. We'll be getting a lot of rain tonight. I wish I could send some over to my California life. I know y'all are suffering out there, all the animals. Gosh darn, I hate that. Hate it. But like I said, everybody's suffering. They're suffering. Did I mention that to you? That they don't even have their whitewater rafting river is done. They don't have their river anymore. It's all dried up. Well, for the most part, it's not raftable. So everybody is completely suffering. Yeah, it's really weird. Also, I don't even know what I've said and not said. I was having a conversation with one of the Austrian women here today, and she says that the population in the Netherlands, they're about 70% under sea level. It's just the way the Netherlands is, and they're sinking. So for the past, I don't know what it's been, 10 years? I'm not even sure because, like I said, it's super broken English, and I'm like, I was interested, but I'm like, focusing on what she just said and trying to interpret in my head. Anyway, the Netherlands, the people are purchasing all the properties in Austria, not in Germany. She goes, nobody wants to live in Germany. Okay, there, and also in Italy. but mainly in Austria. And it's driven the prices up so much that the government finally had to stop it and say, no more, no more. Y'all don't get to, y'all don't get to just purchase all our land and drive up the prices, because this is a teeny tiny country compared to, having millions of people coming over and just using up their land for part-time use or whatever she was saying. Sorry, my story was much clearer in my head until I started talking. Now I hear it's all rumbly and wrong, and bear with me. It's chemo. And everybody's got a second house, it sounds like. And I don't even want to say that wealthy, because she said most people just have a second place. Like, she has a second house apartment in Italy, outside of Venice, something like that, that they go to when it's just too darn cold. Oh, that was a big lightning. I hope I get a big thunder. So I just think that's so cool that there are all these just interesting way of living out here. And, now that the EU is open, you don't need passports anywhere except for Switzerland. They just they just go everywhere all the time, just like we would go to Las Vegas, like we would go to Arizona. They just go, and they travel all the time. They've got friends everywhere. They start new jobs in different countries, because they can. I just find that to be kind of cool. In fact, it's so cool that Matthew and I talk about, wouldn't it be kind of fun to get a little place or at least, come out here and live for, several months at a time and just sort of be a native wherever we're thinking, whether it be whatever, England or, Germany, Austria, France, Greece. We like Greece. We haven't been there since we were in our 20s, either one of us. So, Spain, Portugal, just to name a few. All right, that's it. Tried to keep it short. I feel better actually when I vlog. I know that doesn't make any sense, but it's keeping my mind off of what I feel, and I feel more at home, more normal. So, it is bedtime though, so I'm going to sign off, say goodnight, mwah, mwah, mwah. Love to you all, love to me all, and I will talk to you tomorrow with new news. Mwah. Good night. Woo! That was a big one. Didn't hear it though, did you? Good night.